You ready?
Yep.
So under your master left lab, you have risers. That's the pipes coming out of the floor of the wall. In this case, the floor. Quarter turn shutoffs right here. New braided supply lines up to the fixture. And here you have pretty good flow everywhere. Not much difference between the hot and the cold. So that's good.
Okay.
Same under your right lab. Hot and cold risers on your left and right with quarter turn shutoffs and braided supply lines. The old lines demoed out. And then for your Roman tub, we installed quarter turn shutoffs just in case of an emergency because we tied onto this valve. So if any leaking or anything happens, there are shutoffs right here.
Okay.
Right now, it's got great flow. So that worked out great. The faucet's pretty clean.
But there's still poly through there.
There is poly in between the valve and the tub spout and before our shutoffs.
Okay.
So no good way to get rid of that until you change the valve.
Right.
And then that's still leaking,
What,
of course.
Yeah. What's the? Is there much risk here? Like in between, like a month of them being here and.
Well, that's why we installed the shutoffs too. We could have just connected it, and we don't warranty the connection between our piping and the polybutylene.
Right.
So yeah, there's risk involved. Nobody will give you a warranty on that, and that's why we installed the shutoff. So even now, just because it's leaking, and we tied on the poly, just gonna shut these off, and we can make sure your homeowner knows
Not to use them.
Yeah, that he can turn it on if he needs to use it, and then if it were me, I would turn it back off.
Right.
And he can open this and it'll drain any excess water.
Okay.
So that's nice.
Great.
For the master shower valve, we tied on.
Where'd that panel go, by the way?
It's there.
Okay. Oh, it's in there.
Yeah, we just kept it out here in case inspector
needs
wants to look or anything like that.
Got it. Okay.
Master shower tie-on happened right here off of the copper that was existing on the valve. We used Pro Press to tie on and converted it directly to Uponor, the new piping that we installed. So we got hot on our left from the front side, cold on our right. You can see the red and blue printed letters on each pipe to indicate that everywhere. So blue is going to be our cold soft lines. Red is our hot lines, which are all soft.
Yeah.
And black is our hard lines. Here's our riser up through the floor for the toilet with the quarter turn shutoffs. And I put that out in a space that's far out enough for a single piece on all of them.
Okay.
Just in case they want to go consistent.
They probably will.
And it looks clean, so. So everything works. This toilet, it runs if you don't, like if you like wait a second until it starts filling up and then jiggle it a little bit, then it won't run.
Okay.
But that's something. Okay, so that's our whole master bathroom. I was gonna ask you, looks like they start pulling it up anyways, but should we leave the plastic down for the drywallers that might come through? And that way.
Yep.
They
Unless they're putting their own down.
They will put their own down. But if this is here, you know, they'll only do what they need to.
Okay.
So we like to leave it for them if we can.
Yep.
So these are the lab faucets that we want to replace. They still, let's see. That one looks pretty good, but this is the one that had the quarter turn or the quarter inch copper coming off the bottom of it, and it's pretty old. And they're just inconsistent in their flow.
Okay.
But we got our hot riser over here on the left, cold riser on the right, quarter turn shutoffs and braided supply lines. Brought them up in the same spot in this far lab over here.
Okay.
And our toilet line, again, out just a little bit more than your normal one for a wide base single piece toilet. And the valve tie on. You got really good volume and flow everywhere because we brought proper sized lines all the way over to everything. There's code says I can have 4 fixtures per half-inch line, and we did no more than 2 fixtures per half-inch line. That just keeps everything flowing good. That also means you can use like 2 showers, do your laundry, do your dishes, flush some toilets, and you're not really gonna see much of a flow change.
Okay.
So more volume. We tie it onto this valve the same way, right onto the copper with ProPress brass adapters straight over to Uponor.
Okay.
So that worked out. Everything behind these valves is nice and dry. The valves are pretty old,
Yeah.
like original.
The ones
know?
in the shower. Yeah.
So I would look into
Oh, maybe they'll probably have you add that to the.
valves.
Yeah.
Yeah, either, and if they want to wait on it, just leave an access panel behind the valve.
Okay.
And then they can pick out whatever they want, but I'll add that in there.
Yeah.
And
Sorry for the consistent updates, but
No,
I'm
that's
sure they're
fine.
just going to want to do everything
Well,
the right way.
that's a good idea. They are older valves. We're gonna squeeze by you. Excuse me. Okay, for the laundry, code says I need my box a foot away from your power. So that's what we did and secured it to the wall. We have your old laundry supply lines. That's what else I was supposed to put on there, right?
It's a new one.
Yeah, I did a ice maker, or I did a humidifier line. I'll add this too, to get rid of these polybutylene supply lines.
Oh, that's right.
So that was my bad. But we have quarter turn shut off. So towards you is going to be off. Away from you is going to be the on position. And these are built-in hammer arresters to protect the electronic valve in the dish or laundry machine. So that's how that's going to look.
Okay.
Powder room, again, the riser going down through the floor, just outside of where a one piece would be.
Yep.
Maybe a little difference in flow on that one. And your hot risers on the left with a quarter turn shut off and braided supply line. Cold riser on the right, quarter turn shut off braided supply line. So that's looking
Cool.
good. Then we have our kitchen. Give me just a minute on the back. Oh, here, let's do ice maker real quick. Did you test ice maker?
Someone else did, because it was turned on.
So it is on? Oh yeah. Okay.
But I did check it.
Let me show you the refrigerator real quick. So there's a ice maker box in the wall with a quarter turn shut off right down there. So it's in the on position right now. You have your braided supply line for it was updated, so that's in good shape. We'll finish cleaning up back there and put that all back together.
Yep.
In our kitchen. Earlier, this was leaking from right here. I tightened it back down and it stopped, but I would watch out for that. We're leaving an estimate to replace that faucet. Down low, we were able to use the same holes as the previous lines. So hot's on your left. We have a quarter turn shut off. The braided supply line was part of this faucet, so it stayed the same for the hot and the cold. But the braided supply line that you had for the laundry, we just connected to our hammer arrestor and quarter turn shut off. So all separate shut offs down there.
The laundry or the dishwasher?
Yeah, sorry, dishwasher. I always say those in reverse.
Yeah. And the mystery line was just canceled, yeah?
Yeah, and the mystery line was the ice maker,
Okay.
just up through the floor.
Got it.
So now there's a box in the wall. All right.
Am I good to go?
Yeah. If y'all go back upstairs, leave the rest of the drop plastic. There's the plastic. Okay, let's do the main line. So we tied onto your copper main right here, below your grounding, with the new quarter turn shut off. So against the pipe is going to be the off position, and with the pipe is going to be on. This is a pressure reducing valve that reduces your pressure down to something that all your shut offs in the house can handle, just to extend their life and reduce the chances of hammering. 'Cause every time you open a fixture and close it, that's what creates water hammering.
Okay.
Comes to an abrupt stop. So we secured the PRD and shut off to the wall and the ceiling, and cleanly put your lines inside what a finished wall would be if you ever finished in here.
Okay.
So over here we bypassed your existing softener. We're gonna get rid of that. Well, if we swap out your softener, then we'll get rid of that at that time.
Okay.
Hard copper pipes on top of the water heater, just like we talked about, with a new quarter turn ball valve, and got all of our plastic piping 6 inches away from this exhaust. That's code. Everything's hooked and strapped up to code, and we labeled your softener loop. So hard water typically ties in on the right, including on the unit that I left you an estimate for, and soft water comes out on your left.
So guys, they'll be moving when they install the new one, they'll be moving it from this area to over here where it should be.
Yep, and our estimate has a separate brine tank, so that's an all-in-one unit. Not really the best softener for a house this size and the amount of water it could use. So we're using the Sentry 2 in the estimate, and it has a separate brine tank and a filter right here, and a power cord that can reach anywhere that one's going.
Okay.
Okay, then we saw the new humidifier shut off. So that's back in the on position and not leaking, but there's an estimate to replace this plastic line,
Okay.
which would be ideal for everybody since it's running over your power
Right.
and stuff like that. Then I guess there's just the hose bibs. I'm filling out a change order form at no additional cost we still tied onto this hose bib in the backyard, but the side yard hose bib we replaced completely.
Okay.
So that'll just be a change order in the contract that does not cost you anything.
Okay.
And I think that's it. Oh, we do recommend insulated covers for the hose bibs. They're called Woodford frost-free hose bibs, but if you leave a hose connected to them over the winter, or if the wind's blowing just right and maybe they're cracked, they can still freeze and break. So insulated covers from Home Depot or Lowe's, and it should be good.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
Yeah, that should do it.
Okay. Thank you.